Dr Fachruddin Mangunjaya, donc il est doyen de la faculté de biologie et agriculture de l'Université nationale à Jakarta, en Indonésie, et il est également directeur du Centre d'études islamiques de la même université. Donc il est spécialiste de la conservation de la nature et des questions islamiques. Donc ses travaux portent sur le fait de combiner ces deux aspects. Et là, c'est intéressant puisque l'Indonésie, comme vous le savez, c'est le premier pays musulman, la plus grande population musulmane dans le monde. Et il a gentiment envoyé son document qui est posté sur Moodle et un article. Et donc, il va vous présenter donc, ce document-là. Et donc, si vous pouvez préparer des questions à la fin de sa présentation. Et là, il va vraiment illustrer cette question-là des comportements et comment la question environnementale est essentielle dans la formation, par exemple, des étudiants, mais aussi par le biais des acteurs religieux. Okay, we can hear you. They can see you on the screen. The screen is behind me.
Good morning, everybody, dear students. Thank you for having me here. I'm happy to present, as this is very important to share the experience and lesson learned from Indonesia. So I sent already my PowerPoint presentations. My name Fachruddin Mangunjaya. That is the spelling Fachruddin.
Okay, Fachruddin.
Okay. That's the way to spell it. I'm very humble as an invited person by Professor Samadia Sadouni for this presentation. I'm also surprised that I'm being invited for this presentation. However, there are maybe we can discuss together regarding what the presentation will be. This is, I sent the PowerPoint already, and is this look good now?
Yes.
Yeah. My title will be something addressing global and local environmental crisis, lesson learned from Muslim in Indonesia. As I am an activist for nature conservation, I used to work with national NGOs and international NGOs, previously before I jumped to the academia to teach at the university and become a professor at National University in Jakarta. I will present only in these three text contents. However, it's maybe about 20 slides, a subject to discuss. I will share you with some pictures regarding the work that I work on this field almost maybe 20 years up to now, since 2003. So more than 20 years. Engaging with the Muslim communities in the field areas. As you know, Indonesia is a very large country with the most populous Muslim in the world, 250 million Muslims, and 80% of that Muslim. The rest is other religion, Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, and Confucianism. First, I will present regarding the Muslim world and commitment for climate change, and the second, lesson from Indonesia, and then a little bit conclusions. I would like to share the, as you might understand, I assume you already understand regarding the debate on the climate change and the global warmings. I attend last 2 years a big conference in Dubai, the COP 27, 28. It was attended by 100,000 people, 200 countries, to negotiate regarding the climate change. And what the result is, the stock takes that they targeted to increase renewable energy from 2002 to 2030, 3 times global average annual energy efficiency, increase global substitution of zero emissions technologies, and regular and equitable pass out on fossil fuel, leaving coal powers 70% reduction by 2030. However, it is not easy, of course. The dialogues going on, and the target is being written by all the state committed to achieve. However, we are as academia also working in the side by side with the government to achieve the target. In 2015, which is 9 years ago, there was an Islamic Declaration on Global Climate Change, where I also involved as one of drafting team, as member of drafting team of this commitment. This declaration been submitted to the Paris Agreement in supporting the achievement countries in supporting the climate goals, climate achievement goal. One of the declarations said that we recommends all these countries to commit for 100% renewable energy and zero emission strategy as early as possible. So this is the member of the drafting team who was gathered in Istanbul in August 2015, 10 years ago, 9 years ago. And among us, they are scholars, they are mufti, they are representative from other regions as well, but the draft have been circulated around 2 years before the declaration in Istanbul. So it's available on site, on the website. You can just browse Global Climate Change, Islamic Declaration on Global Climate Change. And what is the essential of the declaration we raise, that this essentially quoted the Quran, the Islamic text regarding the equilibrium. The Quran, Surah Ar-Rum 41, ayat 7, says that about the equilibrium al-mizan. And the ayat say, the science say that the heaven rise and imposes the balance, and then do not transcend within the balance al-mizan, and establish weight of justice, and do not make deep divisions of the balance. So the essential dialogue regarding the climate change is regarding the balance of the nature. So this was an emphasis for the Muslim, particularly the Muslim world, but also the commitment for the climate change achievement is how to keep the balance, returning back to stabilize the climate with certain methodology. Beside that, in 2009, there's a strategy released by the ICISCO It's a document called, this is a technocratic strategy, of course, and being adopted by UNESCO, which also I'm as personal helping this to concept the strategy to reshaping and to make it grounded experience with the Indonesian experience as well as a global activist. The document entitled Strategy of Activation of Cultural and Religious Roles Toward the Protection of Environment and the Achievement of Sustainable Development. What you can browse here. There's a link that you can upload. I can send you later on if you are interested. What is inside of that strategy? We remind regarding the importance of the text, the Quran and the Sunnah or Islamic tradition, the importance of the masjid, the importance of the ulama, importance of the practicalities, green hajj, for the ritual that also consume energy. Traveling people from distant, 3 million people are gathered in one years in one place. And not only that, Hajj is also following with small Hajj, Umrah, which also are 1 million people transported to Saudi Arabia. And also the reminding and the importance of to use the financial instruments such as wakaf, zakat, and etc. And also education institution for awareness of the climate change, madrasa, and etc. So this simple what we call Islamic jurisprudence practice on the works resulted between the scholar and academia and ulama from Indonesia. This one they call pick on SDGs, the Islamic jurisprudence and SDGs, and the other is pick on renewable energies by Nahdlatul Ulama and Gajah Mada University. These two sample is one of the sample that Indonesia is really active to engage the ulama and also is a Muslim community to convince them to get involved on this energy and renewable energy movement. Far before 2015, there was a fatwa released regarding the wildlife protections and also protection of the peatland. With this, we release also module. Our organization at National University helping the Ulama Council of Indonesia and also the government to harness the implementation, to assist them with the training of the ulama at the gross level and creating this kind of module for Islamic ethic, for the environment, for the conservation. As well, the release that we create also khutbah, the sermon, Jum'ah prayer, always provided sermon, and we wrote the sermon to work together with the ulama. So they are being disseminated to grassroots level regarding the protection of the peatland, which is a source of the climate crisis from Indonesia, because peatland is about 80%, 70% to 80% of Indonesian problem, because people burning the forest and also peatland become a culprit of the carbon emissions. And one of the practicality is also we engage the imam. This is the biggest mosque and state mosque in Jakarta, Istiqlal, which is now their installation need 10%. I think more than now, more than 10% with 500 modulars of solar panels. So this is demonstrating the energy efficiency as well, the most using the renewable energy in order to help to achieve the global climate emission reduction. Other than most, what we have in Indonesia, we have the huts, small huts, like I said previously, the green huts application. We create green hut application working together with international NGOs, and we send about 1 million umrah or small huts per year, as well about 200,000 or more huts every year. We have a program for masjid. We have program for eco pesantren. We involved 300,000 school with 3.6 million students. We have Muhammadiyah and Nahdlatul Ulama and Council of Ulama, and they are potentially the Waqf forest and the traditional protection that can help to the nature to get back to have the conservation of achievement for the climate change. And also we experience with very the practicality of using ritual. This is during the hot season in 2015, 2016, where people have been waiting long time but not raining, and then they made a salah here. They pray, and soon after they pray, they are raining. So it's spiritually evidence that we are connected with our dua, because the praying is also important. This is in Riau, where the most critical area, if they are hot season, sometimes they are burn forests, and many area was burned. And by then they implement the spirituality through praying for istisqa at the critical time. So Tema use is also as instrument, not only hard trying to stop the burning or using technology, but also mix that with praying to the God. Together with the Ummah for Earth, we can browse. This is a program on Green Mosque Initiative. We are planning together to work with the mosques all over the world as well. I think in Morocco they have, if you're in Africa, you are might have Hassan II Mosque. They also have program for renewable energy through solar panel. And in Indonesia, we have what we call pesantren. We have also some pesantren being installed by the solar panel independently, or being organized by NGOs and also by the government. This is in our university. We have Center for Islamic Studies, and we created program we call Eco Pesantren. Eco Pesantren is the Islamic madrasa, Islamic boarding school that have activities in their campus for environmental action. They are invited to participate in Eco Pesantren. And this is the environmental fatwa been experienced in since 1983, but later about 20 years ago, there are also a fatwa on recycling water and for ablution. I think this is important in Indonesia if you are in water crisis. Environmentally friendly mining and protection endangered of species for the balance of the ecosystem. Also, fatwa on waste management, utilization of zakat for construction of community water and sanitation, and also the law of burning land and forest. And the latest in 2023, there's a regulation on global climate change according to Islamic perspective. There also fatwa number 68. So Indonesian Beneficent Climate Mitigation Fatwa, there are 3. Fatwa on protection of endangered wildlife, fatwa on the law of burning land and forests, and also fatwa on regulating climate change. As you understand, fatwa is non-binding regulatory within the state, but they will also adopt this fatwa as binding law adopted by the state. For example, if you find the regulations on the Sharia bank, the Sharia financial system, Indonesia is based on Islamic fatwa. And also there are some, including the Waqf regulations, is coming from the Islamic fatwa. So the ulama working together to accommodate the Islamic way to accommodate the state and the nation to implement for the contributions of the good of the nations. It's a pictures of clerics that we trained in 2018. This also cleric we trained in the site in Riau, in Sumatra. The other one, the previous one, this is in Kalimantan, in Borneo, in Sumatra. And our university trained almost about 800 clerics underground, and this really helped the cleric to understand regarding the updated issue regarding the climate change and also the crisis of environment within their local and global dialogues. And the other thing that you might interest is the using of the green sukuk. Sukuk is the Greek bond, Islamic bond. So this green sukuk being attracted because it's managed within the Ministry of Finance in the Republic of Indonesia, but also supported by Sharia system. And green sukuk were invested for supporting the green energy and green lifestyle and green environment and green sustainable development. So the issuance of sukuk rise in March 2002. This is a quite old number, from only 9 billion to 12.8 billion. It's increased because the trust for the Muslims, public Muslim, to to invest for the sukuk because it's for supporting the environment as well, renewable energy. Because it's also, secondly, they're supported by the Sharia system, Islamic finance system. The other thing interest, you might also, there are initiative from the NGOs and also now government also support the Islamic Waqf for Islamic endowment for habitat restoration and conservation. This is still on develop, not that many, but they are growing now, the number of Waqf. So if you want to plant the trees, for example, if you put that on the Waqf, there are certainty they are not being cut because the Waqf of the people is amana. And Waqf is everywhere. Ancient traditions, you can say that Waqf is the most endless financial asset that may be being putting and being distributed for the legacy of the people who invest in Waqf and will be never converted to any scheme or being sell or etc. So there's a guarantee the speciality of Waqf. For example, if you understand the endowments is over there in Al-Azhar, endowments also in Morocco, endowment also Waqf is also in Turkey. There are so many Waqf schemes still there, even they are not state, but they are Waqf still standing alone for the sustainability. Green Islam activism, it's developed to Green Islam now. Since I involved, I think 20 years ago, there's so many Islamic activism. There is a survey about Green Islam. Now they have 192 projects based in Indonesia, with 142 Green Islam communities. My organization here, PP UNAS, you can browse that, is also active to distribute the work together with the others. The mass organizations such as Muhammadiyah and Nahdlatul Ulama in Indonesia, as well the Majlis Ulama in Indonesia, India. So my conclusion, learning from Indonesia, the largest Muslim country, that the Islamic institution and organization are matter, and the Indonesian Muslim community trying to contribute to achievement of country through philanthropic institutions such as Waqf, Zakat, Islamic financial instrument, Sukuk, or Islamic bond for green infrastructure, and the activists and academia working with clarity to gain the clarity on the importance of religious message and support environmental action and complement religion as legitimate campaign tools, as well complementing the scientific approach for achieving the outcome. Thank you. That's all my presentation. If you have any question and discussion, I'm here to answer what I can. Thank you very much. Sadouni, Professor.
Yes, thank you very much for this very important presentation. You know, we have a problem of technological problem. I don't know if the students heard properly the whole presentation, but they followed the PowerPoint. So I'm going to ask if they have some question, perhaps some clarification, if they didn't understand one point. Ask them, first of all, but I have some questions on my side as well.
Yeah, I can send you the record then.
Yes, okay.
And the link for your students, no problem. Go ahead.
I just have one question, first of all, about the context in Indonesia. Can you tell us, for example, which energy Indonesia is using for the production of electricity? Which are they?
We have
Fossil fuel?
still the fossil fuel, the coal,
The
the
coal.
black coal. Yeah, the black coal. We still have. Even the production is huge, and it's also we trying to phase out in near
Yeah.
time because we are so dependable, and it's being extracted from Indonesia, you know, and from Kalimantan and Sumatra for our national energy support. However, the potential energy source such as geothermal, we have also water, the waterfall being generated. However, it's not sufficient. But we are advocating the renewable energy to achieve the more people are aware regarding the climate change and shifting the attitude how to use the energy better.
And still within the context of in Indonesia, I think Indonesia is one of the free countries in the world which has the biggest forests. There is Brazil,
Brazil, Congo,
DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Indonesia number 3.
Indonesia, yes. Brazil, Congo, I think Peru.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are 4 or 5 countries in the world that have been tropical rainforests. Yes, yeah, you are true. Yes.
Yeah.
One of the biggest. Yeah.
And you were explaining that during your presentation that one of the challenges is the problem of burning. That's for the people who wants to use the energy, and so somehow for cooking, I suppose the burning is used mostly for cooking, or
the burning mostly they are opening the land for the other business such as palm oil. They
okay,
want to
palm
plant
oil.
palm oil. They also have intended to open the land for housing and for other purpose of gardening.
Okay, for the infrastructures and the
Infrastructure, yes.
But
yes.
the people themselves, do they go to the forest and burn in order to get some wood and use it?
Yes, they do. They do. However, the most critical one is the opening for the business of palm oil.
The farm.
They might coming from the national company or the individual company.
Yeah,
Let
the
them
multinationals.
permitted. So it's not easy to watch. So
Mm-hmm.
by then release the fatwa and disseminate it to the mosque, and
Yeah.
it make people understand that it's related to emissions and related to the greenhouse gases crisis.
So the fatwa, you were mentioning some dates. So it started like 15 years ago, this process of educating and launching some fatwas.
Yes.
15 years ago.
15 years ago, one of that or regarding the burning is right after the most rampant burning of the first 2015, and then they was released up to 2016.
Yeah.
But the dissemination is very slow. However, we are helping the ulama, we are helping the government, working together. That this soft approach is one thing that should be side by side with the government program. So we are working together with the government. We are not working alone. Academia is get in that program.
Yeah, okay. So work with the government. So
Yeah.
it's part of the public policies.
Public policy, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have some questions. Yeah.
what is the weight of like religious beliefs on the government? I don't know if you understood it, but like, what's the power of religious beliefs on the government? Like, can they influence the decisions, or yes?
Yeah, Indonesia as ideologically, you must believe with God. The religion is one of the important part in the daily life of the people of Indonesia. So it is powerful. They vote sometimes also because not only they're intellectual, but they support the religious leaders to to manage to manage the policy, for example, because they believe that the trust the piety people is also very important to support. However, there are many of the religious leaders. They are coming from the religious group or religious school, so it's not easy for them to enter into public space sometimes. But when the election come, the public governments and the parliament members usually would like to have a religious member to support them. So they come to the school and they ask for the vote. So this is very important. So right now we understand they are mixed between secular people and also religious people in our state, which is also debating regarding the implementation. However, as religious countries, our ideology is one of the belief in God. Religion is important in our society and our state and community. However, we are not a religious state, we are a democratic state, and every religion have a freedom for develop. We have a big tolerance, although we have also some tolerance problem, but we are ongoing. If we want to engage with the majority, for example, we have to engage with their leaders, right? So the leader is important. So religion is important. Religious institution is important. So it make the policy quicker to disseminate or to regulate for the decisions and for the environment as well for the development. Thank you. Anything else? Am I clear?
No, I think it's very clear. So the constitution is secular, the constitution.
Constitution is secular, and the constitution give every religion have freedom, and it is national constitutions. We are independent from the colonial as many African countries.
But the Islam is not recognized in the constitution as the religion of the state.
No,
this with the secular. Yeah.
Yeah.
The secular constitution.
Yeah, secular constitution.
Are there any questions? Oui, Alice.
Nation is the habits for the ecology. Like how is the population okay with engaging habits for the renewable energy?
For the renewable energy, yeah. If the population is are they using it?
Yes.
Is that what you try? Yeah. Is the population? Do you have any figures or statistics about the use of renewable energies from the people, the numbers of the people? Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not fulfilling that yet. You might find some reference, but I think then still 1 or 2% now. But this movement engaging the people from the example with their own institutions, religious institution is matter because they might learn that it is important to have renewable energy. However, that's still a dynamic, because as you understand, in every line of the state is also influenced by the business sector and also the government debating regarding the use. However, we are working on the ground to make people aware that we have to participate for the phase out with energy and goes to renewable energy.
Other questions? I would like to come back to the issue of the fatwa.
Yes.
But I found very interesting because you say it's non-binding regulatory by the state. So is it sometimes integrated in the legislation?
Yes, some of the fatwa they adopted. It's like ratified by the legislation because no other moral substance can replace that, such as wakaf, for example.
Yes.
The wakaf or endowment, Islamic endowment
Yes.
law being adopted from the fatwa, and they involved with the ulama to design that. Also for the marriage, law about marriage, because mostly regulated the Muslim communities, and the state adopted the Islamic law.
About also the waqf, can you just explain us if the waqf is also linked to the green sukuk?
Yes.
So can you explain it? Sorry?
It is something new or innovative
Work to research.
Work to research. However, so many universities now they establish wakaf organization within their university, and they ask students. And they in Indonesia we have wakaf, which is not only material, but we can have wakaf for money. They have a cash wakaf.
Cash wakaf.
Cash wakaf. Cash wakaf you can invest, and then you can link that for sukuk. And sukuk is bond, right? So you can put that for the guarantee for the as fund manager, sukuk fund manager, particularly the state, and they have a certainty to generate the income. So this is something interesting from Indonesian economic Sharia development to link the wakaf with the link sukuk. So we call it blended finance. Blended finance. I don't know whether that terminology you have.
I'm not very familiar.
Yeah, but there are rising ideas regarding that, to use the wakaf for the sukuk, or something that to have the green environment and green development.
But the waqf, is it regulated by the state, or it's very autonomous?
Some autonomous, they are they have regulated by the state. They are also autonomous. They have a trustee and
Yes,
themselves, but it's
private.
was it
It's
was
a
by the
private.
government. Yeah.
Yeah, private one. And for your project of the eco-peasantren, if I remember, it's I was checking your website. I saw that there were some journalists from the Christian Monitor journal who came to interview you about that. Can you just give us more details about that? What is this program? It has been initiated by your university, is that right?
Yeah, actually, it's also the idea is to track whether the madrasa involved in the environmental actions. So we make a program regarding the involvement of the madrasa to create it as a model to show the rest of the madrasa to get involved, because important for them to have a kind of model to copy the activities or that are related to the environment, so they might have confidence to get in with the environmental project. So it's actually a program that if you understand similarly with the eco school in Europe.
Yeah, eco school.
Eco school in Europe, however, it's within the Islamic frameworks. We using the fatwas, we using the khutbah, do they involve with the development of the curriculum with the environment. It's mixing the blended strategy for convincing the Islamic school, so they are not left behind, within this issue of environment, and because they are only paying attention for the religious teaching, religious learning. But however, the Quran is not only, to my opinion, Quran is not only teaching you regarding the deen or the religion, but also the life and the life on earth. So this is very interesting to emulate or embrace them together with other movements such as Eco School in Europe. So we have a kind of model, the Islamic integration of science of environment in eco-pesantren.
And these projects have been started when?
We started 2021. Yeah. We still open the website, and we have the platform. We teaching people. We have program particularly for supporting them as the learning platform for eco-pesantren.
So your university is externalizing the training.
Yeah,
The
externalizing.
population, the civil society.
Yeah, we have what we in our academy, we have three principles. One is education, research, and the community service. This is part of community services.
Okay. And I think I have the figures that you are saying that you train around 800 people. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you train then in the university, and then
we going to the field.
Sorry.
We're going to the field. We facilitate them
on the field.
Yeah, we facilitate them, for example, near the forest, and we pulling them to the provincial level sometimes. Pulling them to the provincial level, to the nearest area, to the most convenient place to train. Also using the madrasa. Madrasa.
So also the 800, yes, the 800 clerics that I found my my notes.
Yeah.
And so you have enough staff in your university in order to train 800. It was I suppose it was from 2021. Now it's 4 years.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so far you have trained 800 clerics in 4 years' time.
Yeah, we have training module. We have also not only using that on site, but also we have MOOC, massive
MOOC.
open online course. Yeah,
Yeah, the online courses. Okay.
Online courses. Yes.
Yeah, for the people. Okay. Okay. Are there any questions? Yes. So I will show you the student. I don't know if you can see. Why I say that?
Can you hear me all right?
Je sais pas, il faudrait peut-être vous. I don't. You have to come closer.
Yeah, come closer.
Yeah, I had a question. I was recently reading an article that was discussing the R20 conference that was held fairly recently in Bali. And they were citing how a lot of the Indonesian Muslim environmentalists were receiving a lot of feedback and sense that a lot of stakeholders and people at the conference weren't listening to them. So I was just curious as to what conversations between institutions, state representatives, and then the public look like, and to what extent are stakeholders and these representatives willing to engage with the public?
R20 was 2023 or 22, yeah, in Bali.
2022.
Yeah, I was not present to that conference that time, but they are having a conversation regarding the importance of religion for the environment. We are in Indonesia. We have two big religious organizations in country. One of that is Nahdlatul Ulama. We have 800 million members. The other is Muhammadiyah with about 50 or to 40 or to 50,000 members. And they have public school, they have institution, they have mosque, they have hospital. They established that by, generating from the wakaf, from the Islamic finance, so they can running by themselves without the help of the government. But they work closely with the government because the government also have their leadership is also something emerged from that organization. This is the important thing. So these organizations support the environment, support the dialogues, and they have their related challenge and matter. So if they are within a conference organization, so many they are talking about. They are all talking about this like social to environment, economy to business, and everything. So I'm not sure what they are talking about, but these organizations have also some unit which help the environment, such as disaster management program, the helping to achieving a unit to achieve the sustainable development goals, educations, and etc. So this is like an NGOs, but they built huge NGOs with their own financial system within the Islamic financial system, and they are really helping to the state to achieve the development and to mobilize the people to understand regarding the achievement for the development. I cannot answer specifically what this look like, but they might have a dialogues on environment. They might have dialogues regarding health, regarding water, and everything, because they have mass beside them.
Right.
They have mass, millions of people. They have branch of organization in every province, from the national to local. This is important.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious what the relationship looked like, so thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Are there another question? No. So you were talking about also the challenge about going for Umrah and for Hajj. Do you see anything liaising between Saudi's authorities and Indonesian authorities, for example, cooperating and partnering with the Green Hajj? Or it's something which is only the Saudi authorities are doing it? About
Yeah.
this program of the Green Hajj?
This is the idea of activists, you know. I think Saudi is aware regarding that.
Yeah.
And also the activism within the NGOs and the importance of offsetting your carbon, for example, when you are traveling, because so many people traveling.
Yeah,
And
1 million you were saying from
1 million from Indonesia 1 year for Umrah, and other millions, you know, 3 million every year clumps in Makkah from other countries. So it is better if we have, for example, an awareness from the government of Saudi or Indonesia to consider how they can be educated, because this Hajj is a privilege, and can drive them to the, you know, the green hotel or green lifestyle, for example, to educate them through Islamic teachings. Very important to have that, you know, the fatwa being inserted for the water efficiency, for example, don't using plastic bottle, for example. The things that related with the environment and awareness can be inserted through the Hajj program, because they are very important to become a good Muslim. And it's related to that, Hajj and Umrah is a ritual outside the building, right? So, you know, in Masjid Haram, you go into the open 80% of you go into the nature. Going to nature, you go for Hajj, you go for Mina, you go for Arafah, you are in the nature. So what is the message of that, for example? Is life Spartan, life easy, and you reflect that you are in nature. Don't destroy nature. If you are in Hajj, you are not allowed even killing a mosquitoes, for example. So you have to respect every life.
Yeah.
A bird, they are sometimes grasshopper clinging on your head. You cannot kill them. Yeah, you are not allowed to kill. Because of that, you also must be aware about the nature. And the important things regarding the commitment of the balance of the ecosystem, the balance of the climate is very important. So that's why we have another declaration called Al-Mizan Covenants.
Yes.
As you may awards.
Yes, yeah, I will talk about it.
Yeah.
Explain them.
I also participate to the making of that. Yeah. I'm very pleased if the student want to learn regarding that. It's a very important document, and very nice to have a guideline for that, including for Hajj people. But this initiative coming from the grassroots, not from the top. However, maybe Saudi Arabia, I don't know when they can easily. However, our Ministry of Religious Affairs now, they are trying to mainstreaming the eco-theology. That we call, you can browse that. Nazaruddin Umar is the Imam of the Istiqlal Mosque, who created the green energy within the mosque before, and now become a Ministry of Religious Affairs. And we make a mainstream issues, and everyone have planting trees, everyone to go to Waka Forest and everything. Interesting to see, inshallah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for the time during this special day for you, for Eid. So thanks a lot.
Nice to meet you.
And I hope we'll carry on our collaboration. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye for everyone.
Bye-bye.
And
Bye-bye.
fellow
Thank
students.
you.
I will
Bye-bye.
send the link and
Yes,
your rest
please
of
send
the
me the
student
link.
will like.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to you. Thank you so much.
Merci bien.
Merci bien. Merci. À vous. Merci beaucoup.
Salam.